after decades of performing below optimal level and huge resources earmarked for its rehabilitation. The Port Harcourt Refinery has officially commenced crude oil processing. But this development ends a series of failed deadlines over the commencement of production at the refinery. This achievement signifies a new era of energy independence and economic growth for Nigeria. The Nigerian government had promised to revive the country's moribund refineries, and it's been a long-standing issue. Well, the Port Harcourt Refinery, located in Rivers State, is Nigeria's oldest and largest refinery. It was founded on the 27th of November, that's in 1989, during the administration of General Ibrahim Babangida, to increase the country's refining capacity and reduce dependence on importation. With an initial capacity of 60,000 barrels of crude oil per day, the refinery underwent several expansions and upgrades, increasing its capacity to 210,000 barrels per day. The refinery faced significant challenges, including aging infrastructure, inefficient operations, and corruption. Successive governments have initiated reforms, including plans to privatize, upgrade, and modernize its facility. But now, according to the Chief Corporate Communication Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's Olufemi Shoneye, crude oil processing is ongoing at 60% capacity at the Port Harcourt Refining Company, and trucks will soon start lifting the refined products from this facility. Now, Nigeria has 4 refineries, 2 in Port Harcourt, that's in Rivers State, which make up the Port Harcourt Refining Company with a combined installed capacity of 210,000 barrels per day, and the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company Limited with an installed capacity of 110,000 barrels per day. The Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company Limited with an installed capacity of 125,000 barrels per day. Well, these refineries have a combined installed capacity of 445,000 barrels per day. It's at 60% capacity.
This is good news for Nigeria. Yes, this is good news for Nigerians. It's been a dream come true. This refinery last was in operation in 2019. Since then, the government has been trying to ensure that it starts operation. And then in 2021, they started the rehabilitation of this refinery. And then before then, in 2023, the government told us that the refinery has gotten to a mechanical completion. And since then, it has been one promises or the other. But today, thank God, it is functional. We are in the refinery right now, though not in the area of the refinery. We are still waiting to be taken to the area of the refinery. And then this refinery has the capacity to refine 120,000 barrels of crude on a daily basis. And this means so much for Nigeria. And it means that with this production, the country will have to reduce its dependency on importation of petroleum, and it will also reduce the pressure on our forests.
Well, Chief Executive Officer of Raven Energy, Dario Osabo, joins us for more on this development. It's good to have you join us on the news this hour.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Of course, this news brings smiles to your face. Finally, we get to have the Port Harcourt Refinery open up for production. That's crude oil processing. Talk to us about first of how you feel about this.
Personally, I feel elated as an industry person. I'm happy for the Nigerian citizens and kudos to the government. I mean, it's all happy news to everybody. I'm particularly happy for Nigeria on this new development.
But how would this affect your operations, knowing that you're, of course, a stakeholder in the oil and gas industry?
Well, I mean, it's good news for everybody. The immediate implication is that of course, there's going to be availability of products, provided that the refinery can be maintained to continue to refine at the current capacity of 60%. So there's going to be availability of products, and then that will be added to whatever stock of product is available, whether by Dangote, the modular refiners, and other supplier within the country. So it's a good one for us as an industry people.
But of course, while we talk about this good news, some persons are already raising concerns about what this would mean for the local communities and what benefits they would expect from this. Because, you know, there's always this conversation about oil pollution in some of these communities. But since the refinery started at 60% as of now, how do you think this would affect local communities?
I believe that the NNPC has enough mechanism within their system to deal with the environmental implication of reopening the refinery. By and large, comprehensive assessment that the environmental impact assessment has been done, and now I believe the new management will ensure that the negative implication on the local economy is being reduced. But rather than looking at the other side, I think the local community will be happy. Job will be created, the economy of the local community will be opened up. I mean, imagine a refinery that has not been working for the last 2-3 years. Suddenly activities has come, life has come. So you expect the local community to be happy, and I expect them to be better off. As per the environmental implications, there are enough mechanisms within the NNPC system to deal with that, and you can only see the positive side of this refinery commencing operation at the moment.
Of course, the question on a lot of people in their minds and on their lips are, when will petrol come back to its original price, which was what we had last year, or if are there going to be some kind of modifications, like immediate modifications to the price? And do you have any idea as to when the price would go down back to what we had before? Or are we going to expect a gradual reduction or something?
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, but the news, the reality is that we will never see petrol at the old price. But what you're beginning to see is a gradual depression in price, driven by availability and refining locally. All the foreign cost elements associated to our production and refining will be eliminated, and that will impact the price. We're beginning to see some gradual reduction in the price of product, but at least we will see something marginally reducing on the PMS price, especially the NNPC filling station, and by extension, as the production and capacity, the refining capacity of the refinery increases, you begin to see more impact on the price, more depression on the price of PMS. But at the moment, you won't see anything significant in the reduction in price of petrol, but there will be availability. That is the most important thing. That's the first thing. Thereafter, organic reduction in the price of PMS.
So we should not be happy for now.
We should be happy. Everybody should be happy. I'm particularly happy. What I'm saying is this: petroleum is now selling around 900 plus. You don't want to be. You're not going to see 500 or 400. No. But you're beginning to see reduction in prices. Probably you're going to be seeing a 50 naira reduction on week by week or month by month, or 100 naira reduction on month by month. Look at the consumption, the general consumption, and look at the production. At the moment, the refinery will be refining 60,000 all combined. That means there will be AGO, there will be PMS, there are probably going to be household kerosene, your HS. So you expect that the petroleum, the PMS that will be produced will not be significant enough to cover the local consumption at the moment. So you're still going to be buying from other independent refiners like Dangote or other modular refinery. So you're going to be, what we are going to see is a mixture of product coming from NNPC and from independent sources. And that itself cannot crash the price. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be marginal reduction. The price in PMS will not crash overnight because of the opening of the refinery.
Right, CEO of Raven Energy, Dario Sama, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this. We're hoping that some kind of miracle will happen.
Thank you for having me.